Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing a review for Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. This movie stars Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Amy Adams, Jessie Eisenburgs, Diana Lane, Lawrence Fishburne, Gal Gadot, Holly Hunter, Jeremy Irons, Scoot McNairy, Kaylen Mulvey, Teo Okamoto, and Lauren Cohen in a really small role, as well as Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Both of those are from The Walking Dead, where Jeffrey Dean Morgan's about to be in The Walking Dead. Lauren Cohen plays Maggie, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan is about to play Negan. Michael Shannon, kind of, in a small role for Michael Shannon, and a small role from Michael Cassidy as well. And let's see, Rebecca Buller, Christina Wren, Henry Lennox, and I believe that's basically it for anybody who's actually important in this movie. Neil deGrasse Tyson in a cameo role as well as Ezra Miller in a cameo role, Kevin Costner in a cameo role. Let's see, Ezra Miller, Ray Fisher, I believe that's his name. Ray Fisher, Ezra Miller, and Jason Momoa. All those three, the last three are from cameos. So, yeah. This is probably one of the most divisive films ever to hit the screen, to be honest. Holy shit. Before I begin, though, 10-second spoiler warning as usual for those who have yet to actually watch the movie but haven't already. Stop the video, go check it out, and come back and watch the rest of this review. 10-second spoiler warning as usual, starting now. So yeah, 10 seconds are up. So for those who have yet to actually watch the movie and haven't already, please don't comment down below or be messaging me that never gave you a fair warning, because as usual, I did. So yeah, as I just said before, this is probably one of the most divisive films, divisive films that has ever hit the big screen. Holy shit. The amount of hate, love, and just nonchalantness I've seen for this movie. Okay, before I actually get to my actual thoughts on it, I'm just going to say this synopsis. Then a quick synopsis, like statistics, and then the rate. Batman, Bruce Wayne, he basically starts off with Bruce Wayne in Gotham City. During the attack of Superman versus Zod. It happens during that time. And Bruce Wayne, he kind of sees what's going on. And here's the thing, I think many people are forgetting this. I've read this, Zack Snyder confirmed it, but it seems like Gotham City and Metropolis are like right next to each other. The only thing that's separating them is like a big river. So it's kind of like, New York, like Manhattan and Newark, or whatever city in New Jersey is close to Manhattan or whatever, or like Fort Lauderdale and Miami is probably a better reference for me. Be like right next to each other, basically. So he's in Gotham. He's trying to save people in general. Like he's going for Wayne, one of the Wayne Enterprise buildings. He's telling this guy, get everybody off there. Whatever. He sees Superman battling Zod, destruction everywhere, and he now feels that Superman is a threat to society because he's basically an alien, and some people are looking at him as a god. Some people think he's a threat, such as Bruce Wayne. So there's a lot of mixed emotions for Superman at this time. About a year and a half passed, and people are starting to question, do we really need Superman? He's done some good, he's also done some bad. Do we really need Superman? And yeah, Bruce Wayne kind of dukes it out with Superman. In a sense, yeah, I mean, he dukes it out once, and yeah, you have Lex Luthor kind of thrown in the middle, played by Jessie Eisenburgs. He's trying to create Doomsday, as shoehorned as that sounds, and Gal Gadot kind of also happens to appear there. And yeah, we also got cameo roles for Cyborg, The Flash, and Aquaman. And we have a pretty cool fight between Batman and Superman. We have like 2 or 3 pretty cool fights between Batman and Superman. Actually, I think it's 2 pretty good fights. It's 2 fights, I believe, between Batman and Superman. We have a pretty great fight between Doomsday versus Superman, and Wonder Woman, and then Batman. We're there for like 2 seconds. So I mean, I will say this much: the action is great. Okay, it's great. As overblown as it is, it's great. This movie is getting a lot of hate. Like Rotten Tomatoes gave this like a 30% last time I checked. Okay, last time I checked, it had like 30% on Rotten Tomatoes. Okay, Now, I'm not gonna say here it's a perfect. I'm not gonna say here and say it's a fantastic, perfect film. Okay, I actually searched up the movie already. To see what it has on Rotten Tomatoes. It has a 28% on Rotten Tomatoes. Okay. Um, holy shit. Um, Now, I'm not gonna say here and defend Batman v Superman, saying it's one of the best films of this year. I'm not gonna say here it's one of the best comic book films we've ever got. I'm not gonna say here and say it's a perfect film. It is a flawed film. However, I don't think it's 28% or 2. In my rating system, 2.8% out of 10. Bad. No, it is not that fucking terrible. Okay. Shit. I am surprised at the. Like, does it have issues? Yes, sir. I will get to the issues, but I don't. I think at the very least, it should have, for Rotten Tomatoes standards, I feel like at the very least, it should have gotten a 60% or somewhere around 60%. Had it gotten around 60%, I would have been like, okay, that sounds legit. But the fact that it's getting as low ratings as it is, that amazes me. Okay, I am like really surprised. Like, there are worse movies. Like, I think here there are worse movies I've seen that have better ratings than Batman v Superman, which is just what the fuck in my opinion. Okay, so I'm actually gonna get to the parts I liked and disliked. Okay, I like the action. Okay, I like the action. I will say, Zack Snyder, he spread it out a bit more in this movie. In Man of Steel, as I said before, in Man of Steel, one of the things I didn't like about the movie is the fact that all the action was saved for like the second hour of the movie. It's like a 2 hour long movie, and all of it was sent to the second hour of the movie for the most part. In this movie, he kind of spreads it out a bit throughout the whole movie. It's pretty cool, and I really did like that. That, yeah, spread out the action. You know, it's supposed to be an action film. Spread out the action. That was pretty cool. Everything with Batman, that was great. Ben Affleck, is he the best Batman we've had thus far? He's one of, I'll say that much, he's one of the best Batman we've had thus far. Here's the thing, Michael Keaton, he had 2 movies to prove himself. Christian Bale, he had 3. Okay? There's not, and there's the animated TV shows, who I have to check out who works on the animated TV shows, so there's that. But I will have to say, he is one of the best interpretations of Batman on TV and film that ever has been. I mean, Adam West, you have to include him there as well. Yeah, Adam West. So I will say this much: he is one of the best. Is he the best? I'd have to check. I'd have to rank it for myself. I'd have to check and check everything for myself. But I will say this much: he is one of the best versions of Batman we've had in a long time. And by a long time, I mean Christian Bale, or whatever's going. Yeah, Christian Bale. So, yeah, now Superman, I will say, I did like the character of Superman a bit more in this movie. I liked him, I liked his character, how they kind of, the God stuff with him, although it was a little bit pushed, I will say, the God stuff going with him was pushed a little bit too hard, or they went a little bit too far with it. I will say I did like it, I did like that. I did like how it kind of contributed to their character's development. I really did like that. The things I didn't like about it, Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. Holy shit. He'll make a great Riddler. I'll give him that much. If he was playing the Riddler, perfect casting. If he was playing the Riddler. If he was playing like some other like Mr. Mexaplex or whatever the hell that shit's called. He's a Superman villain. He's like a little elf or whatever from like a 5th dimension. I believe that's how you say the name, Mr. Mexaplex or something. Megaloplex or something like that. If he was playing like some other strange out there character, he'd be a great interpretation, like Pied Piper maybe, or like Riddler, Mr. Mexaplex or some shit like that. If he was playing something like that, he'd make a great character. But he's not Lex Luthor. Okay, I was looking at who they were like after I saw this movie. I was checking out other people they thought of. They were considering to play Lex Luthor. I saw Tom Hanks. A little bit out there as well, but I thought Tom Hanks would have been a better choice than what we got, Jesse Eisenberg. Bryan Cranston, probably the best choice in my opinion. I mean, they had other great choices, and then they went with Eisenberg. I feel like what happened, I know this joke's been thrown around already for some time, but I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if this actually happened. If someone, whoever did the casting, they were like, yo, they really want to see Heisenberg, and Zack Snyder's like, that's right, Eisenberg. Call up Jesse Eisenberg, and the guy's like, oh no, Heisenberg. Okay, we got Eisenberg. Fuck. I wouldn't be surprised if that shit happened, to be honest. But holy shit. Another thing I didn't like about the movie, it was a bit uneven from time to time. Like the pacing is just all over the place. I will say that much. The pacing is kind of all over the place because sometimes it goes to a really cool action scene to this dream sequence that just makes no fucking sense at all. The dream sequence made no sense at all. Like that could have been like there's scenes in this movie that could have been taken out completely out of the movie, or yeah. And I hear they're supposed to be making an R-rated version that's with 30 extra minutes of footage, so that's 3 hours long. I feel like there's some of those things that probably would have explained more of what was going on in this movie. And yeah, I mean, there's just a few scenes that should have been added. There's a few scenes that could have been taken out. So I mean, the pacing is just kind of all over the place. But yeah, but aside from like the Lex Luthor being crap, and the pacing, I will say like anything else, the special effects were okay, and sometimes they could have been better. Doomsday was shoehorned in. The Doomsday stuff was shoehorned in. Pretty cool fight, shoehorned in. And then the death of spoilers. The death of Superman. I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest. Yes, what Doomsday, you do have to do the death of Superman. But it's one of those things. Doomsday was shoehorned in, so was it really the time to kill off Superman? And then when they did it, they showed the funeral and everything, but like the last shot, like the last fraction of a shot, is the door coming back. So I'm like, oh, they didn't have the balls to actually kill him off. I mean, it's one of those things we kind of knew he wasn't. That we all knew he was gonna come back eventually, but with them rising the dirt even by like a little bit, we know he's gonna be in the next movie or in like one of the next two movies. Any movie after Suicide Squad, the movie right after Suicide Squad, he's probably gonna be in it, or it's gonna be some mention of it. Okay, if the dirt hadn't risen, we probably would have been worried. Oh shit, where's Superman? Will he appear in Justice League Part 2? Who the fuck knows? So again, it's just kind of one of those things thematically. Yeah, again, I don't think it's as bad as critics are making it out to be. However, I don't think it's a perfect film. It is better than Man of Steel. The Batman stuff was great. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, she was pretty good actually. I want to see a bit more out of her. So I'll be pretty excited to see her movie. That's pretty cool. The cameo scenes with Cyborg, The Flash, and Aquaman. Okay, The Flash had two cameos. The first one I didn't really get because it was one of those dream sequences. I'm like, who the fuck is that? Is that Cyborg? I thought it was Cyborg, but apparently it's The Flash. I was thinking that the first one made no sense because it was part of that dream sequence. So the dream sequences made no sense in my opinion. But yeah, okay, I will say that I like the little videos they had of the characters. The Flash, the one with the Flash was probably the coolest one because he's stopping this guy from robbing the store. That was pretty cool. The one with Cyborg, that was pretty cool. The one with Aquaman, it was a bit weird, but still pretty cool. But I just don't like the way how they showed it. Like, I like the video snippets of the characters themselves, the cameos. But the way it showed is like Ben Affleck sent it to Wonder Woman, or Batman sent it to Wonder Woman, and she kind of just sees them all. And like, I kind of, as the film went on, I kind of just realized how it's gonna be. He's gonna open the files, dot dot dot. We see the cameos, and okay, good. But I felt like him sending it to Wonder Woman was just kind of extra, just to keep her, putting her in the film. So again, it's one of those things that just didn't make sense in my opinion. Yeah, again, there's some good things, there's some bad things. It's better than Man of Steel, I'll say that much. Is it one of Zack Snyder's best movies? No. Is it one of the best comic book movies of all time? No. Is it a disappointment? A bit. However, is it such a terrible movie that's a goddamn piece of shit? No. I will say that critics are blowing it out of proportions. I feel like I had a bit more fun with this movie than most other people are saying I'm had with this movie in my opinion, but that's just me. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and 6 being decent, I'll give this movie a 7.5 out of 10. I'm being a little bit generous with the 0.5. I want to be a little bit generous with that. I would have given it a 7, but I want to be a little bit more generous, so 7.5 out of 10. Just because I kind of feel bad that's getting so much hate. I'm not saying the hate isn't warranted. Like, yes, there are some problems. Like Lex Luthor, that's a problem. Doomsday, that's kind of an issue. The pacing all over the place, sure, but it's not. It's such a terrible fucking movie. So yeah, I mean the writing was pretty good for the most part. There were some weird lines. Like the one I could call out instantly. Like this is one of the few times where I thought like I could pick out a line and I could say that was just weird. I don't know if it's the delivery of the actual line itself, but this lady, she's like at this court discussing Superman, and she's saying I don't he doesn't even I think respond to God or something like that. She says something like that. I'm like, that's a weird line. Like, I understand what she's trying to say, but that's the way it says just weird. I'm not sure if that was the actress herself or the line, the way it was written, was just weird. But I just felt like that was a weird line, and that's one of the few times I could pick out a line and say that was a weird line. So yeah, I mean overall, 7.5. It's a good movie. It's not a complete abomination. However, yeah, it's not a complete abomination to cinema. However, it's not a masterpiece that we're gonna remember in 100 years from now. I mean, then again, it's Batman versus Superman, so who knows? Okay, I mean, there's a possibility, but there's probably gonna be better comic book movies in 100 years, by now. So yeah, that's basically it for now. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, and comic book reviews. Comment down below on your thoughts on the movie. Have you seen it? And if not, why not? And if you have, what are your thoughts on it? Comment all that down below. Let me know. Like the video, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you guys prefer. And that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.